It may not be that flashy, but the Chief Minister admits this budget is still eye-watering, with figures not quite as bad as expected.
It's not flashy, there's not a heap of new spending, it just does what it needs to do.
The Territory's net debt is predicted to reach $9 billion in the upcoming financial year, more than $1 billion better than expected. It'll reach more than $11 billion over the forward estimates and blow out to $13.7 billion by the end of the decade.
We're coming back hard, but we are not there yet. This budget is about grinding away and working hard to lead the comeback.
The government had the rest of Australia and its COVID spending to thank for the Territory's GST boost, a major reason the budget position has improved.
I thank the Australians, and I know a lot of Australian state Territorians too. We've been there for them over the last 12 months, being a place of safe harbour.
Despite the Territory faring better than most during COVID, the government's pushing ahead with savings measures like a previously announced public servant wage freeze that will save more than $420 million over 4 years. Easy for a freshly elected government to do, some observers say, but the measure could become less appealing in the lead up to the next election.
The CLP has no issue with the public service pay freeze, except to say that the Gunner government are all talk and no action when it comes to it, and that their union mates probably aren't going to see it through.
But the government is scrapping a cap on public service jobs, replacing it with a wages limit. And department chiefs have been told if they exceed their budgets by more than 1%, 4 things could happen.
Please explain, an independent financial investigation, a suspension of the CEO or a sacking of the CEO.
The opposition's keen to remind Territorians that similar warnings have been issued in the past.
And yet have we seen a single CEO being dealt any disciplinary procedures for going over their spend? No.
The government's new spending adds up to almost $380 million and includes $40 million over 2 years for the Territory's COVID response. The government's received more than $500 million over 2 years from the Commonwealth for the Howard Springs Quarantine Centre and says it's not profiting from the arrangement. And some COVID tourism spending has been too popular to stop. There's an extra $5 million for more tourism vouchers in this budget and a $12 million extension to a program for operator upgrades. $15 million will also be put towards planning works, including for homes in 2 new suburbs near Palmerston. But despite some extra certainty about COVID's impact, the budget is still heavily reliant on Canberra. Right now, the federal government provides about $24 million a year for remote policing in the Territory. But that agreement has not been renegotiated, and Treasury says that presents a significant risk to the Territory budget. That agreement will expire at the end of next year. And while negotiations continue, the budget's promising an extra $20 million a year for police to lock in officer numbers. Felicity James, ABC News.